Hi there. I'm here today to talk about the purpose of my inquiry project, and basically it was to give procedural writing an authentic feel for my grade 6s. One of the problems was they were a little bit bored with going over kind of the standard procedure, and my first lesson was kind of a repeat of things they've done in the past, sort of like how to make a sandwich or how to get to our classroom from the front of the building. So we came up with the idea of them creating a task that a kindergarten student could follow, and we were going to present it in a unique format. So we decided that instead of presenting it live to the kindergarten classes, that the kids would come up with some sort of interactive program, anything from Powtoons to Prezi, to other apps that they have discovered on their own, and come up with a kind of a unique way of showing their procedure. In regards to some of our successes and our setbacks, it was a learning process for myself and for the students. I wasn't used to having kids bring in their own technology, so just getting them access to the guest wireless was a bit of a learning experience for myself. After the initial couple of times, it started to become somewhat seamless. The kids would log on and get started. One of the things I found was that some of the apps the kids intended to use weren't free. So in order to purchase it for the whole class, it wasn't realistic. So that changed some of the children's mind. Another setback was one of the programs, Powtoons, became a little bit too involved and hard for the kids to use. So a lot of them turned to Prezi, and when we entered that, we had some students that had previously used it, and they could teach the other students in the class, which was very helpful. From there, kids were able to see that they could embed their own videos demonstrating their procedure. So not only could they put some interesting graphics and pictures, they could also include their own videos. So I had students at home, students at home create videos, upload them to their YouTube channels, and then when they came back to school, they were able to embed them into the Prezi presentation. So what I found was the kids were a lot more engaged than just doing pen to paper, and they just seemed a lot more focused. It gave me the opportunity to work with other children in smaller groups who were struggling a bit, and then those kids that were more fluent with procedures and using some of the software just did an excellent job and could kind of take care of it on their own. The impact this inquiry had on myself and my students has been positive. For me, it kind of showed a useful way that I can bring technology into my classroom. A lot of time I was either skipping my computer lab time or just kind of using it ineffectively, trying to create something so that we could fill the time. Now I'm finding I need more computer access, because it's kind of given me more thoughts and strategies of what I want to do next. For the kids, I think they found it a little bit empowering because they had a real reason to do it. They knew the outcome was they'd have an audience, so they really tried hard. I know sometimes that if I give them an assignment and they know I'm the only one that's going to mark it, they might not do their best job the first, second, third time. So I was really surprised to see the kids focus in and try to do a really great job. I think they also were quite happy when they saw the finished product and were able to show their peers in the class too. And I also liked kind of the collaboration. There's quite a few times I had no idea how the program worked, and at the beginning one girl was very good at explaining it. The next period there was 4 or 5 kids that kind of caught up, and so they were able to teach each other, and I learned a lot from them too. So the next steps, we've kind of got together as a junior division, and one of the problems we were finding when we first started this inquiry was the lack of time. So one of my problems was I would have computer access for a 50-minute block, then have to go back a week later, and so sometimes the kids would lose steam because it was chunked. So as a group, we've got together and are making a plan with our admin to increase our computer time. So one of the helpful things is we've got access to Apple iPads, and Google Chromebooks and we have a lot of laptops. So we're creating a schedule where different divisions have increased computer time and in bigger chunks. So our next step is to kind of see how we can use this time, and after doing an inquiry like this, realizing that there are meaningful things you can do with it. So trying to get away from just, kind of going in and doing a typing program or kind of trying to think of something on the fly. You can see there's real uses for it, and it can supplement part of my teaching. So I can use it in literacy, I can use it in math, and part of the great thing is when you're talking to other colleagues, they're able to share some of the programs they were using, and it's amazing to see some of the great things that are out there, and it's also nice to talk to other colleagues and find out some of the things that were kind of weak and I can stay away from. So moving forward, just want to increase my students' computer time and use it more effectively.